So I'd like to talk about the nonfiction book called A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. We have the subtitle to the book, which is Rediscovering America on the Appalachian Trail. So Bill Bryson is a writer of nonfiction, so he writes a lot about his experiences and his different viewpoints and things like that. So in this one, he decides that he wants to learn more about this trail that goes from the southern states all the way up to Maine. So it covers almost or over 2,000 miles on the New England side. And he is not a hiker, so he doesn't have experience with this, but just decides that this is something he wants to try out. He invites various friends to go along with him, and most of them decline because it is a very difficult and treacherous trail to walk on. But he has a friend who he hasn't spoken to in about 6 years, so he ends up reconnecting with him, and his friend joins him. His name is Stephen Katz. So the two of them, again, they're not in shape, and his friend Katz is even less in shape than he is, but they go off on this adventure. So it starts off that they begin their hike in spring, but for some reason it's not really the weather hasn't really changed that much yet, so they end up hiking in snow and rain. They have a map of the trail in the beginning here. So, as you can see, it's a really long trail all the way up to Maine. And as they go through their hikes, they found that they've only made it to this part of the trail and still have all of this way to go. So they end up changing their plans around a little bit. They don't walk every inch of the trail. At one point, his friend Katz has to leave to go and go back to work for a little bit, and then they plan to join up again and hike in Maine. But he does a really good job of giving the history of the Appalachian Trail. It's the oldest trail in the United States, how it came to be, different people that have walked it and their experiences, what's going on with the national parks that the trail runs through, and also just telling his own experience. And he has a lot of humorous moments where, at one point he thinks he sees a bear in the campsite that they're at night, and he just is standing there, waiting for the bear to attack him, and his friend is just still in his tent saying, don't worry about it, go back to sleep. So it's got a lot of humor to it as well. So if you like the outdoors, if you like hiking, if you like humor and nonfiction, this is a great read.